Hey guys, this is Shoemaker again here with another bowling ball review. This time, just like the Absolute Power video, we're going to be joined here with another local staffer, Keenan. Give you guys a little bit of a different look. As you know from my videos, I'm usually a little bit further left, a little bit higher ball speed, a little bit more rev rate than a lot of the viewers that I end up getting. So it'd be nice to give you guys a little bit different of a look. So here we're going to be shooting the video for the Summit Peak. A lot of things I've noticed with this ball is a lot of times when you get the pearl or cleaner complement to the original ball is when they don't preserve the cover strength, you kind of have a large gap between the two, which is something I don't enjoy very much. I enjoy when either the hybrid or the solid counterpart and the pearl counterpart are complements to each other, so you can kind of jump between the two and it doesn't feel like you almost have a gap between the two. So I definitely see this out of the Summit Peak so far. So like usual, I'm going to start a little bit on the straighter side. We're here on a fairly fresh house shot. We just shot the video for the Absolute Power, but they're still pretty fresh. I got that one up the lane a touch, around it a little bit. Looks like there's 710 there for a second. But we'll go ahead and try to get out of this next one a little bit better.
Hi, like Josh was saying, the original Summit, definitely one of the first pieces out of my bag all the time. Because this is pearl, probably I figured it would be a little bit cleaner. I drilled it just a tad stronger than the original. So this one's in the probably 5x3x3, where the original's a 5 1/4. Probably by 3.5x3. So I just tweaked it just a hair just to see if I could create the difference that I was looking for. So I'm going to try and play a little straighter in the shim here and see. So as you can see, we
the same hit.
Pretty much just played the same line, got the same hit, so definitely going to have to let this see a little more friction down the lane. Don't necessarily want to get there earlier because, again, with the AI core being a stronger core, the ball will, if you get to the friction too early, it will still stand up and hook. So you're going to want to make sure your angles are more down the lane with it.
All right, so I'm going to just go ahead and cheat one left here and just make sure I grab it. I didn't hit the first one as hard as I wanted to, which I think this ball is going to thrive from more left anyways. I went through the pins a little bit better.
Yeah, I definitely saw more friction. I think my rev rate clipped them a little bit. All right, I'm going to go two left, actually, after seeing Josh's and see if I can just open it up and get it around the tracer down the lane a little bit further. So if I can get this around 7-8. So yeah, I can probably go one back to the right there. Two might want to have been too many, but I think one would have been better.
See if we can start doing this ball some justice. So I used this a ton the last couple weekends. I bowled on some couple longer format, easier, I would say, challenge pattern tournaments. They were like 6-to-1 patterns. And as soon as I could hop left and I needed something that was still going to kind of blend the lane front to back, this was the go-to ball for that game, like 3 through 6. So I'm going to go ahead and just cheat another one left here. See if we can get one through the pins. Oh, God. Got that one going right a little bit quick, obviously, and you can see that one saw it very soon.
All right, I'm going to sneak one back to the right. Again, if I can get it in that 7-8 range down the lane, should be good to snap out the 10. Oh, no, no, no.
There we go.
So I missed that a little bit more than I wanted, but I also amped up the ball speed knowing I'm going to get it to the friction, so I want to make sure I'm firm with it. So something you may have heard, and some if you watch any of the other videos, a lot of staffers have spoken about, you know, when they get left with the original Summit, the Peak is going to be a really good complement where they don't really have to move. That's been the consensus so far. And I can say after 2-3 weeks of throwing this, that is also my consensus. If anything, the Peak, I actually might have to go just a little, maybe 1 or 2 more left with my feet, just because the pearl cover is more responsive down the lane. So I do get that little more shape. So that's kind of what I'm seeing so far between the two.
Yeah, no, I would 100% agree with that. Like I said, the big thing for me is I enjoy having the balls with the same cores have covers that complement each other. And I think that the guys over at SPI did a really good job with this. So I'm just going to go right ahead and jump kind of in the bread and butter zone for this right now. Hopefully I can get one through the pins like Dan did on the last shot there. Man. Seeing a little bit of over-under with this right now, so I think what I'm going to do is go right ahead and just touch the surface with a pad very lightly just to kind of break the lane shine off of it. There you go.
So that was off the last one because I threw it bad and I wanted to be better with my speed there. I went actually 2 left. Again, same spot around the tracer. I'm just trying to get it, you know, maybe 2 boards right of that tracer down the lane. So, you know, again, 7-8 seems to be the spot down there.
All right, so I just lightly touched the surface with the 2000 pad to break some of the lane shine. When I first drilled it, I hit it with some surface, and I haven't touched it since then. So let's see if I can get it to blend the lane a little bit better for me right now. There we go. Got that one going a little bit further right than I wanted to, but as you can see, that one kind of blended off of it, whereas that one earlier, when I got it going right that quick, it ended up going Brooklyn on me.
There's a lesson for all you kids watching. Surface is probably one of the most important factors.
Yeah, it's most definitely.
On the bowling ball stage, I mean, Josh just completely changed where his ball hooked. Necessarily didn't hook more, just got it to hook in the right spot. So I'm going to throw the original Summit. I'm going to go right off of the last shot I just threw. I'm going to stay in the same spot. So my expectation would be it's definitely going to be a little earlier. I would expect either the 10 pin or the 4 pin to be in play here. Definitely going to roll forward a little bit more. That's just a bad shot, but so I got that much further right than I wanted to. So that's just a bad shot off the hand. But you can tell the difference. It definitely goes forward. Definitely a little quieter on the back.
So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing, go right to that last shot that I did with the Peak. This also has a little bit of a surface on it, right around 2000 as well. So we'll see how close they are from the same zone here. Oh, God, that was left. That was definitely a lot more up the lane than I intended to, but as you can see with that ball having the slightly stronger cover, a little bit more service on it. That one actually ended up blending it a little bit better than the Peak would have from there.
All right, I'm gonna go one back to the right here and see if we can make a good shot. So yeah, definitely, original definitely blends the dry more, for sure. So definitely, that's where you're gonna see that complement. When you need a little more kick, go to the Peak, and when you need a little more roll, go to the original.
All right, so I'm gonna try to get this one a little bit further right than I did in the last one, and see if we can see how it reacts to the friction when you get there a little bit faster. So yeah, you just see that one definitely a little bit slower off the friction as well. That one wasn't quite as far right as I wanted it, but it was further right than the last one. With this shot being a little bit fresher right now, I definitely would see myself starting in the original Summit, and then after a couple more games, would probably end up into that Peak.
So I'm just going to give kind of a quick little look at one of the other popular releases from back in the fall. Virtual Energy Blackout. This is drilled pretty strong for me because it's such a clean cover, but I think it does complement the Peak very well. When I need just a little bit cleaner, definitely more responsive with the asymmetrical core. So just as you can see, it's just much cleaner. I apologize for my feet being all over the place. But yeah, just to see the difference, much cleaner. The Peak there probably would have stood up a little bit quicker and rolled forward quicker, gone through the pins, but just really wanted to see what that difference is there.
And then for my cleaner option here, I brought the Journey. Journey for me has been kind of a little bit of a unique ball. I matched up really well with the Fate, so it having the same core as the Fate with just the touch stronger cover. Seems to blend them a little bit more front to back, kind of the similar idea as the Peak from basically its own weaker. So I definitely see this as scooting through it a little bit easier and being a little bit more responsive down lane. So I'm going to go ahead and bump 1 and 1 back right. Oh, God. As you can see, much faster off the friction. So I actually probably should have jumped a little bit further left on that one. See if I can give you guys one or two more decent shots with this. So go ahead and go right back to where we finished with the Peak here and see if we can get another one through the pins. Man,
that's a good shot.
Yeah. Pins aren't cooperating too much in this video. They were a little too friendly on the last one, I guess. But yeah, as you guys can see, so this is a video for the Summit Peak. It's going to be a good option for you when you are, if you're a big fan of the original Summit, but you want something a little bit cleaner. Definitely see this as being a game 2 or 3 league ball, or kind of that middle to end transition at some of the longer tournament blocks. Like you said, I think Dan here is probably going to end up joining us on a couple more videos for the upcoming releases, and we have another local staffer as well that we're going to try to get her in a couple videos as well to give you guys kind of a different look. If you guys are interested in getting the Summit Peak, be sure to head over to your local store VIP Pro Shop and drill your own today.